For you. The gyp stack, first of all, what is your name and position?
Mike Coates with the Peace Minnesota Water Supply Authority.
Okay, in the gyp stacks, the water contained in there is, it holds sulfuric acid in it. Is that correct?
I don't know for sure. I know it's acidic water.
Right, and did you know that sulfuric acid is a chemical that dissolves limestone?
Yes, I know that it can dissolve limestone.
And underneath of these gyp stacks is a base of limestone. Is that not true?
Underneath gyp stacks, anywhere in Florida, I think are limestones.
Exactly.
But I believe most of the gyp stacks are lined.
Right, but if there's a fracture in the lining, then that allows the acidic water to penetrate into the limestone and
Potentially, yes.
well, it's we recently seen it in 16 with the sinkhole that opened up. Florida is the #1 state in the nation for sinkholes, and sinkholes open up randomly all over the state. It seems to me that allowing such a process of holding millions of gallons of acidic water, the very chemical that is causing a compromise in the structure of limestone, how can that process be responsible to the water table in the state of Florida and in the aquifer? It seems very contradictory.
It's by rule, they're allowed to do it. So the folks that have analyzed this in detail apparently believe that it's safe enough, given the safeguards that they impart with a permit for these things, to make it work. So.
And who would this be that has made these rules allowing such a practice in the state of Florida? What specific?
Well, the DEP are the folks that permit these.
Okay. And concerning the water collection sampling, is it true that Mosaic is gathering its own samples and providing it for testing?
In some monitoring programs, yes. Yeah.
And do we have any way of confirming the chain of command to that water, or is it left up to the sole responsibility and honesty of Mosaic?
Well, all of those samples have a chain of command form that's set out, so you could audit those chain of command forms. We also monitor, in the Horse Creek monitoring program, we send our folks out and take samples to collect to make sure that the data that Mosaic's getting is correct. And we haven't found any issues with that.
Do we verify the chain of command with witnesses or videotape maybe?
We don't, as far as I know, we don't verify the chain of command on this stuff.
So the chain of command is a self-policing
chain of custody.
Yeah, chain of custody regarding the water sampling. We really can't say with absolute truth that Mosaic is pulling these samples from places where they should be pulled from. We're trusting Mosaic to do their own sampling. In other words, we're asking the fox to guard its own henhouse. Is that really not true?
I wouldn't classify it as that. I think that any time you get somebody who is voluntarily participating in a monitoring program like that, where they've got to collect that information, they know that information is going to be public, any incidents of fudging that data would be far worse if it was found out than it would be if you just found, hey, we got an irregular reading at this location and it's due to this. So it's just not.
What about Mosaic not reporting the spill, the fracture back in 2016? I think they waited for like 17 or 19 days to report a very dangerous spill in the water table, and it was only found out because news media provoked the investigation. With that type of behavior, how can we expect Mosaic to do what is right and truthful in the future?
I don't know that they didn't report that to whoever they were supposed to report it to.
Well, it's been commonly reported in many newspapers that this was found out through the media. that they failed to report it in a timely manner.
Oh, I'm not aware that they failed to report it.
You're not aware of that?
No.
Okay, and,
No.
and you work for who?
I work for the Water Supply Authority.
And is that not a very relevant catastrophe for you to know about?
It would be something relevant for us to know about, but they're in a completely different basin with that thing.
Yeah, but aren't
It's not
water
a water-
tables kind of unknown? We really don't know where water ends up. If you spill 250 million gallons, as you stated earlier, you really have a hard time tracking it.
If you spill 250 million gallons, ultimately it ends up down gradient, and the aquifer gradient in that area is to the west, down into Hillsborough County.
So
It's
diluting,
not coming down into Charlotte County.
right? So we don't care about Polk County or other counties,
Well,
but
we do care about
well, that's right. And diluting pollution is not the solution, and I think that seems to be the MO operation here, method of operation with the government. It seems like there's a lot of ambiguity in regard to sampling and testing and finding out where the problem lies. And I just find this very shocking, what we discovered today, in the fact that we really don't know what's going on. We're testing.
Oh, I think we do know what's going on. We've tested a lot. We've been monitoring this system for 40 years, and the idea that we don't know anything about it is absurd.
Well,
I gotta
you
go.
you
I
admitted
gotta
though
go.
that we didn't have certain well sampling done. There you go, folks. He didn't want to be held accountable to the hard questions, but he will in the future. And this is what we do here in Charlotte County, Florida, holding government accountable. Charlotte County Congress. Please like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We will be here in the very near future at the next meeting, watching over our water and our government politicians. Thank you. Have a good day.